The Southern Kern Unified School District Trustees meeting tonight is going to be at Tropico Middle School, and it's attracted quite a crowd. One of the features of the school here is their drumline, famous, directed by Mr. John Ferrandini, former Kern Teacher of the Year and very famous band director and teacher.
we got to recognize Justin at the meeting today. And tonight we'd like to recognize Ms. Stevulak, the young lady who has her pleasure going since she was managing dress up. So with that, I'd like to give this presentation for serving as State Board Representative for 2016-2017. And you know, it's a job, it's a fun job, and they're very important because they let us know what's going on at the high schools, they let us know what's going on here, and they get to bring things to us and the same thing. So, like I said, I've had the pleasure of knowing this young lady for quite a number of years. You did an outstanding job. Thank you very much.
Got it.
Thank you for your gracious, letting us come to your house and put our feet up. We appreciate that.
Welcome to our school. We only have one live presentation for you here. We have a bunch of students that I'd like to recognize, but many of them are on a bus ride home from the track meet, so we'll be listing their accomplishments, which is also listed on your showcase sheet. Before I start with Mr. Ferrandini's group, I did want to recognize a Rosamond High School group of kids. For only the second time in Rosamond's history, we have 5 individuals going to the Masters track meet. For those of you not familiar with track and field, that's the meet right before the state championship, which is the elite of the elite. So we have a girls 4x100 team of Morgan Hawkins, Jade Jackson, Emily Somerville, and Reagan White. All these girls are freshmen or sophomores. And they've qualified. They took 3rd place in the section finals. And then Sydney Adams took 3rd place in the shot put in the section finals and 4th place in the discus and qualified for the Masters meet in both events. So that is some impressive performances by our track team. All right, and on to the main event. Mr. Ferrandini, I'll let you list the accomplishments of this first ever Tropico drum line, and then you'll get to hear the Tropico drum line.
Good evening. Thank you. I want to just kind of enumerate some of the things that we've been able to do and let the kids play for you. I want to say thanks to the parents for allowing me to teach your children. It's a great joy. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. And looking forward to some fishing this summer. Getting rejuvenated for next year, because just talking and looking at the 5th graders coming in, we're moving on. Sending 8th graders out, bringing 5th graders in, and just continuing. Next year's band is looking to be moving on, building back again. This year was the group that I said, their job was to carry us through. Last year's group was to bridge the gap. We had a plan, and so we're going to be looking at some growth for Tropico's advanced marching band. And one of the components of that was to put together some strongly trained percussionists. I said, since the day I got here, I said, as the percussion section goes, so goes the band. And what I mean by that is, if you know what we do in terms of competition, give me a tremendously good wind ensemble, and I can ruin them with a bad drummer. Just ruin them. But give me a group of wind players that is good, they're doing pretty well, they're moving, they're right in the middle somewhere, and give me a stellar percussion section. And they can come out and sound like, man, wow, it's just that rhythm and that drive has to be just right. And so when we put a lot of effort into training these percussionists, it really yields great results. So there's a strategy to it, that's what I'm doing. I want to let you know all that kind of stuff. We had a fall season, we won numerous awards, and I didn't bring all those trophies. They're down in the window. If you ever come by the band room, I tried to figure out what I could do with those big, giant windows, and I decided to put all our So you can come by and see those. It's kind of a nice place where it's kind of neat. I did display tonight some of the things that we got from the drumline competition. I want to mention something about that. They're doing something called the West Coast Percussion Association here in the Antelope Valley. There's a gentleman by the name of Trey Balfour. He's a great drummer. He's been in percussion, professional drummer all his life. I know he's got a lot of accolades. At one time he played for Aretha. But he has been, in the latter part of his career, really turning his attention toward music education. And he's heavily involved in Little Rock High School and some of the other percussion groups down there. And what he's doing is he's building a local percussion circuit. Many of the districts that we are around here are struggling to have buses to take kids over the hills and those kind of things. And so it's good for us to be able to have good competition, good events to go to that are local. And so I looked at that, and for about 2-3 years I said I'm going to bring my kids, and I didn't do it. This year I finally said I'm going to. And I want to give him credit for building that organization. Let you guys know he's doing a really good job, not only for junior high, but for high school kids in the Antelope Valley, of making sure this thing is there for them to participate with. And I want to thank you guys for letting us do that, principal for letting us do that. So yeah. They decided that instead of having trophies, they would get the Remo Corporation, which makes a lot of drum equipment, to press some drum heads. And if you look closely, what those are is they're drum heads that have been pressed with a certificate in the middle of them that say our division and what place we won. And I'll just say all three of them say first place. So that was pretty cool. And I was really excited for the kids. The drum in the middle, the red drum, actually was our finals award. It was our trophy, and it's supposed to have a little plate on it that has our written information, and they didn't have it ready, so they're going to send it to us, and we're going to stick it on there. So they literally gave us a drum as a trophy. They thought, well, if you guys want to use it, it's usable. That's pretty neat. One other thing we didn't know about, I had no clue about it, but they had all these sponsors, all these different sponsors, and one of them was Impact, which is where that box has a piccolo snare in it. And what happened was all the different companies that sponsored the circuit gave freebies, and they took the names of the drum lines and they put them in a hat. At the final competition, they had a raffle, and we won the piccolo snare. That was pretty exciting. So that's kind of neat. Then a couple days later, after the Rosamond High School drum line came back, we got word they had their directors meeting. And again, nobody knew they had even one more thing to give. And the Impact company gave away an entire drum set, and Rosamond High School drumline won it. So they're going to be receiving that. They're going to be sending it to them. So that's a lot of stuff, but that's some of what's going on and that we're involved with. And I am going to get to letting them play, but I want to do something real quick before I forget. In January, every year, we audition kids in Kern County for the Honor Music Festival. We had 5 students from Tropico Middle School that participated this year, and some of them are here tonight, and I wanted to honor them by calling them up and giving them their certificates. And I don't know if they're all here, but Seth Acosta was a choir student this year. Daniel D. Herrera, I think you are here. You'll come on. Very good. Daniel, several of these boys this year held down our male section in our choir, and I've been waiting a lot of years to get some boys that can sing strong, and that boy's one of them. I'm looking forward to where he's going to go when he can continue singing in high school. We also had John Ferrandini. I don't know if he was able to make it tonight, but those 3 guys, all 3 of them made it into the Kern County Honor Choir. They sang in a 180-voice choir at the Bakersfield Convention Center. The end of the date's probably on here, February 25th. So we also had 2 band students that auditioned into the Kern County Honor Band and made it in. One on tenor saxophone, Elixilin Maladeras. saxophone player. I'm looking forward again to what he might be able to do at high school level. I've told the high school band director all about him, so you better scoop this kid up because he's a good player. And one other student we had, a flute player, Sky Siegel. She was also our student leader, our drum major this year, and she did a tremendous job. We're going to honor her later on with that, but I wanted to mention it. Somebody asked me just recently, and I might as well just say it, they were like, well, that one student, and what is that, and how's that work? And I said, well, here's the thing. Without that student leader, when we go to competitions, if we don't have that student leader doing that job, we're disqualified. We can't. It doesn't even matter that we brought the whole rest of the band if we don't have that person out there doing that job. So there's all these different rules to it, and everybody plays a part, but we have to have the student leader. She did a great job. We're grateful for her efforts, and we're now trying to pick a new one, because that's what we do. We send them on. All right, so I'm going to bring up the drum line now. So drum line, if you guys get your equipment, line up. What kind of activity came from? Marching bands. They march in the fall, and they have these massive drum units that fuel them. And when they come off the field, a lot of times the further east you go, the further north you go, you know, in the middle of their season, this white stuff falls out of the sky, and it makes it really difficult in the wintertime. And what this activity is really called across the country is winter drumline, or winter color guard. And some people call it indoor percussion, or indoor color guard. And man, it gets loud, because they go into the gymnasiums and they play in there. But the reason for it is we're trying to train them for next season. And we just don't ever want them to stop playing. That's really what it's about. And so we've designed some ways to judge them. In a situation where they would come out, the judges would be up here in the stands. So this would be like the home side, and the judges would be up there, we would be facing them, and we have certain things we have to do. If you've ever seen high schools do this, they march around on the court, and they do all kinds of patterns while they're playing. And what I'm doing with this group is we're beginning the basics of that. We're learning, in fact, we called our show this year, we called it Basics with Drums and Roses, which is the name of our cadence. And then in the very end, we added something called subsonic. So we're going to play it for you. There's not a lot of motion, but that'll come next year. By the way, almost all of them are sixth graders. Can you see your hands if you're not a sixth grader? There you go. So what do I like about that? There you go. I want to let you guys know those drums that you're looking at there. There's one, I didn't bring it. There's a smaller base, one smaller base, and there's another snare. And those two are the latest ones that we purchased. I think we purchased in 2006, something like that. But those drums were bought in May of 2000. And I want you to understand, it takes a lot of effort to keep marching drums like that in that good shape for that many years. And these kids at Tropico, not just these kids, but these kids at Tropico, all through those years, have been taught to take care of that equipment. And otherwise, it wouldn't last. Yeah, so thank you. Would you like us to do anything else? Thanks for inviting us. I was hoping that you remembered that we came at the beginning of the year, and they were just doing like the drum pads and stuff. And this shows you kind of how far they've come.
All right. If you didn't have a chance, in the back we have some of our NPDL projects that our students have been working on throughout the year. We also have an art display of kind of before and after self-portraits. These art students did their self-portraits in August and then did it again just this week. And you can see the growth that they've experienced. We had two NPDL projects that they shone above the others. We had one that a veteran appreciation project that our students did, and they actually put on a veteran appreciation dinner at our local lodge here in Rosamond. We worked with our lead campus safety officer, John Garcia, who is a high-ranking official at that lodge. And they did a great job, and you can see they also created PowerPoints showing their appreciation for our veterans. And then we had a driver safety group from Mrs. Stevenson's NPDL group. Now, Mrs. Stevenson's husband, Joe, if you remember, passed away just over Thanksgiving break this year. They had actually a different project identified prior to this event. When Mrs. Stevenson came back for a few days before transferring to the independent study program, she and the group agreed to switch the program, or to the project, to driver safety. And as you can imagine, the kids really stepped up. So what you'll see over on that table in the corner is some of the PowerPoint projects that the groups made, and then they filmed a segment on Rosamond High School. They targeted Rosamond High School because that's our district's drivers right now. And they filmed a segment talking about driver safety on Rosamond High School's video bulletin, which aired in their video bulletin. They ordered some giveaways, some wristbands that you'll see back there. So any of you that get back there and do it, feel free to take one of those. Then the rest of the groups brought their PowerPoints and their giveaways to the Rosamond High School library and had a good number of Rosamond High School students come through and look at the presentations, all in an effort to improve driver safety, especially among the teenagers, because that's where a lot of our kids in this district, they start driving. So we're trying to get awareness out there, to have these early drivers learn driver safety, so that not only they become safe, but as they become adults, parents, they can teach their kids to be safe as well. Mr. Stevenson's accident was a simple running a red light. Very tragic and could have been prevented. So they addressed all different kinds of driver safety issues. They addressed driving under the influence, seatbelts, you name it. They tried to get everything. And then posted on the wall and right in front of the red pads, we have two different projects. We had multiple sixth grade groups do animal awareness and animal safety projects, and all of those posters were created by Mr. Lundell's class. We had multiple visitors from the animal shelters come and talk about this. We just had another one today. Come and talk about kids about animal protection and how to help keep animals alive. And then on the table in front of the red pads we have a few groups doing anti-bullying campaigns, and the flyer right right there tells you what our anti-bullying week will be like, and that starts next Monday. And we have quite a bit of activities to help our kids focus on the right behavior to not bully. So our kids work very hard, our teachers work very hard. And I got a taste of it while Mrs. Stevenson was out. I was able to take over her class for a short time while we looked for our replacement, Mrs. Kendall. And it's a difficult process. And to get all the kids on the same page is difficult as well. So I appreciate our teachers putting forth that effort with this project. And finally, I want to recognize the students. We had it's a math league season right now. This week is Mr. Quellman, Mr. Morrow. They're taking our brightest math students to the Knight High School Junior Math League Tournament. In the 6th grade division, Jonathan Navoa took first place in the individual event in the large school division. Now, we'll give him a round of applause. Just so you know, that's 21 schools from the valley and 240 students at that competition. And Jonathan tied for first place. Very impressive. Carlos Reyes and Seth Walsh finished tied for 5th place in the 6th grade division. And Kiara Atwell got the high score for the TMS 7th grade team and finished 7th overall. So I'm going to give them a round of applause. And finally, the track and field Tri-District League Championships were held yesterday and today. We have some individual stellar performances. We had Deanne Brasher, took 3rd place in the 6th and 7th grade girls shot put. Michaela Gaddis took 3rd place in the 8th grade 800 meter run. Our boys 6th and 7th grade 4x400 meter relay team, Kyle Linden, Skylar Price, Maurice Hohen, and Cadence Joden took 2nd place. And in the girls 6th and 7th 4x400 meter relay, we had Lexi Finch, Ariana Rodriguez, Kira Abdel, and Lisa Gregg take 2nd place. Jasmine Borrego took 2nd place in the 8th grade girls shot put. And if you would have seen the girl she lost to, you would be very impressed with Jasmine's speed. The girl was as tall as I was. And then finally, Alyssa Gregg took 1st place in the 6th, 7th long jump and the high jump, and she was also on that 4x400 meter team, so she would qualify for the most valuable athlete in that track meet. And the Team S 6th and 7th grade girls team took 2nd place overall. Again, that is an incredible feat considering we are the 2nd smallest school in that league. Our kids did a wonderful job today, and I wanted to thank our coaches, Jillian Gooch, Gilbert Neal, and Emma Gonzalez for all the hard work that they put in. So let's give them all a round of applause. And that concludes our showcase. Thank you everybody for coming. We'll time back over the board.
Anyway.
Tropico Middle School. We have Adolfo Aguila. Roberto Ruiz. Raquel Guerra. Romina Rios Esparza. Ken Gomez. Daniel Sepulveda. Leisha Romero. All right, Rosamond Elementary. Araceli Salazar. Alex Bustos. Leilani Gomez. Luis de Santiago. Dylan Graham. Miriam Rosas. Joshua Palafox. Jose Gomez. Stephen Marias. Montserrat Gomez. Sarai Cabrera. Tanya Garcia. Alexandra Min. All right, for Westford, we have Luis Villalobos. Justin Morales. Jesus Ramirez. Adrian Cruz. Jimmy Ayala Jaruki. Leonardo Vasquez. Josue Reyes. Deborah Ramirez de la Cruz. Kimberly Nunez. Matthew Nelson. Keisha Glenn. Juliana Garcia. Lucy Aguilar. Anais Arias. Samuel Vernon. All right, so congratulations to all of those recipients, and we'll make sure everybody else gets their award.
Moving on, board members' communication.
Thank you everybody for coming and Tropico for hosting us. The band was really awesome. Congratulations. Finally got your ring. Congratulations on your win and baseball. That's awesome. They're moving on. It's nice to be home. For the girls, they'll be home till they make the finals, so that's awesome. Congratulations all our new ASD. That'll be fun. And congratulations on the English language learners who worked very hard, and I know your families are proud, so congratulations.
Thank you for coming, everybody. It's nice to see so many nice faces out there. Nice to see everybody that's getting awards tonight. Congratulations on your new assignments at ASB. And we'll be looking for about. I want to hear anything that you guys think we need to know about the high school. That's what you're there for. And that's for us. Thank you, Emma, for all of your hard work. And it's been a pleasure. Congratulations to all the athletic teams that are moving on to the playoffs, or moving on in the playoffs. Thank you for the drum line. My son got to play at the high school level in the drum line, and Trey was his coach at that time. And Trey's been working with the drum line for about 10 years here in this town. Yeah, so it's really neat that he's actually getting everything organized so that the valley itself can participate in the valley rather than having to go outside of the valley like we used to have to do. So that's really neat. I guess that's it.
Thank you, parents, for coming tonight. It's really exciting to see how you're very proud to see your child getting the health certificate. It's really nice to see that. I want to congratulate the teachers for their hard work and the administrators. Thank you, Mr. Adams, for hosting us tonight. And welcome to the board.
Thank you. I see about the last year, everybody said everything. But, you know, I could just say thank you very much. I would like to, this drive safe thing is, to me, is very important. I facilitated DUI groups when I lived down below for about 8 years, and it's another tragedy of what people go through the drink and drive. Thank goodness all the clients I ever did in my 8 years, they never injured themselves or anybody else. But that being said, as you can see, unfortunately, Joe Stevenson was not only a dear friend but my neighbor for a while. He ended up dying from an accident at the event event. So it's near and dear, and thank you for doing that for traffic. You know, and so this is very, very important. I'd like to thank my good friend, Ms. Stevulak. Thank you, Ms. Stevulak. You know, we got for a long time. Congratulations, the things are beautiful and well deserved. And when the girls won, I told the girls, the boys kind of came in second, you might say, and I told the girls, you can go up and have them touch your hat if you like, but so, and the boys did great too, you know, but it was an amazing thing. Congratulations to the incoming, yeah, I know I said that. Most of them know, I coached them when they were little, so, you know, they just laughed at me. But congratulations to the incoming new group. So, you know, big shoes to fill, but we keep on getting on. And John, what can I say about Trey Belfort? Trey is such a good guy and such a noted person that I've seen him walk up to drum lines and just say something. Now, sometimes as a band leader or a music director, you might say, wait a minute, don't be, not Trey, because everybody knows if Trey's going to tell you something, it's for your own good. It will help you. Also, drum guys will get together and there'll be a drum off. They'll gather with other schools. Before you know it, there'll be like 5 schools drumming against each other. And if you've ever been to one of these, they're an amazing thing to go to. They're a lot of fun. We were able to go to Bakersfield. That was a dear sweet young lady who I've known for all my life. And she was up there on the tips, and her top flew off, and somebody caught it. And she kept on going, and you know, and so that was pretty neat. But I think we got to go to, what was that, John? We'd never, for 40 years, we'd never been to that Bakersfield, and we took 12th there, but we went.
We were talking about championships.
Yeah. And the people behind us said, "How long have we been to high school? Wow, 50, 60 years, and we've never been here." And granted, we took 12 out of 12, so the kids were bummed. But as Sandy said, I'd rather take 12th here than first at a parade. So, and that's quite an accomplishment because only 12 high schools can come out of 30-something. Right, you know, and I said 60 years we've never done it. It's amazing, amazing, amazing. So this is amazing. I just want to say this real quick. I was standing with Bob years ago, listening to a band come down and was at a parade. I said, "Oh, here comes a high school band." And Bob said, "Nope, that's the junior high band." Oh my! And so, you know, but this man was. So he gets them running and sends them on. You know. So, and I'm glad we didn't kill you a few years back with having to do. And it's amazing. So, thank you. And with that being said, I just want to say, you know, we're almost done. Yeah, I know everybody's happy, and you know, around my house, and there's a countdown on, countdown. So, and thank you, Mr. Adams, for you know, having us out here. It's amazing. Thank you, folks, for coming. Without you, parents, this doesn't happen. So, thank you. Moving on, we have reports. RTA. Quellman?
Well, I'm not sure you were going to report to Mr. Weinstein regarding finalizing the calendar for next year. Sent him an email just like while I'm sitting back there. A couple more issues need to be looked at. Hopefully he and I can somehow find time to get together tomorrow on those. Well, with any luck, we're trying to get that calendar to the board. Next week, is it? Next Wednesday? That's the primary issue. Other than that, just trying to keep 78 plates spinning and hoping none of them are falling. If you ever watch Ed Sullivan, back when, so that's how it's going for me right now. But any luck, like you say, in the next few weeks will be done and continue right.
I just want to say real quick, Mr. Quellman, thank you for your mouthpiece. That's amazing. You know, Mr. Quellman did amazing. And two, you've been doing this a long, long time. Something that don't know, his pronunciation of the Spanish dictation is amazing. He can burst out these names that I think, you know, if we lived down in Carson, you could use Samoan kids' names. It would be a problem. You know? And it is amazing. Someone I think, because you've been doing that for a long time. And you deal with gusto and fervor, and I know these kids love it.
So you're talking about promotion in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I had a girl in class just yesterday. They were talking about her on Monday when I was in class. I don't know where I was yesterday. They were asking about promotion, and she was worried about how her name's going to be pronounced. And she goes, "Mr. Quellman, do you know who's going to be doing the names at promotion?" And I had to remind her, well, I've been doing it for, 15 years, so I'll be doing it again. I'll purposely botch her. Look forward to working with you on promotion.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Comments from the public. Members of the public may address the board on any items in the jurisdiction of the board by submitting presentation requests to the secretary. Members of the public shall wish to present personnel by name and are allowed.
My name is Siobhan Slavin. Can I mention that, Jim, because I definitely understand having your name butchered for all promotions. I just want to let the board know, you know, it is so exciting to come to a board meeting, and it's been a while since I've been at any, and the excitement is full, and drums are exciting. I want to have Daniel's little sister be my personal cheerleader, who's enthusiastic about everything that he's done, and she's back there and she's cheering him on, and she's just beyond precious. And Rosamond Elementary is precious. I attended Rosamond Elementary starting in first grade. I am a byproduct of Rosamond schools. I taught at Rosamond Elementary for 23 years. It was an unfortunate car accident that forced my early retirement. My children have attended Rosamond schools. My granddaughter is attending Rosamond Elementary right now. We are vested in Rosamond. We are proud of Rosamond schools and always have been. I think we do an excellent job. And part of that is our home. And the home for Rosamond Elementary has been in school and has been there always. Those buildings are significant. They're not just portables that were thrown up. Those are rooms that have stories, that have special families, that have special children. And we were told that when the new school would remain. The original school is rooms 1 through 16, the office, and the cafeteria. Now, I'm assuming it's just an ugly rumor, and I'm surely confused. But it was my understanding that room 1 is slated to be demolished. Room 1 is the kindergarten room on the playground. It is the only self-contained classroom with a bathroom. It is a huge room. It is a great kindergarten, preschool, TK room because it does have the full bathroom in it. It's big enough that in the morning, I don't know how many times Ann has shuffled kids in there as a place to get them out of the weather, out of the rain. It is great to hold kids. It is also a natural barrier in between the new school and the old school to allow that playground in an area for those kids to play. And I came before the board with the superintendent's building that was demolished, and I was too late to have a say. And it is my greatest fear that I'm too late to have a say on room 1. But I'm going to tell you that that building has survived the 1954, 52, my math is off, earthquake from Tehachapi that leveled and demolished so many things. That building is structurally safe. It was remodeled in 2003. It is a permanent building, and to demolish a permanent building, we are going to be in a place where even when the new school is built, they're going to have to be adding portables to house these children. They're adding a little robust park. It does not make sense to demolish a permanent building to add a new and that building is significant. It is part of the original Rosamond Elementary School. And so I would really ask that you look at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Superintendent's report.
Nothing from the superintendent, sir.
Consent items. Do we have an education?
Yes, I'm with call for board winners. Those of you meeting for the first time. What I came to do today is to provide some information on upcoming bond issuance that the district's planning to conduct that will close in the latter part of June. This is a general obligation bond. This was actually bonds going to be issued under an authorization that was approved by the voters back in 2008. And the money that will be raised will be going toward continuing with the projects that were presented to the voters in 2008. As I recall, it was a very well received ballot measure. I think I read a statistic like 67 or 68%, when only 55% majority was needed. So it's a lot of support in the community, and from what I see tonight, there's quite good support for the schools here and the community as a whole. The information that I'm presenting tonight is for this upcoming bond transaction. The size is not to exceed $6 million. And the structure of this bond is one that is not uncommon, but it's a little bit different than most bond transactions you see on an everyday basis. Going back, I'll get into that in a minute. Going back to the 2008 authorization, that was a $24 million bond authorization. There's been 3 different bond issues since then, taking away a piece of that $24 million. And down right now, it's about $9 million left in authorization. And so with this $6 million transaction that will get reduced, there'll be about $3 million left over. This transaction itself is presenting it in 2 pieces. There's a first presentation, first reading, and then there's a second reading. SIBs, those are current interest bonds, and there's capital appreciation bonds. And under the rules of Assembly bill that was passed a few years ago, whenever a district issues caps, there have to be 2 presentations or 2 readings to the community. And so I'm doing today the informational reading, and then the next board meeting will actually be the action item to approve, the board make a decision on going forward at that point. So the transaction itself, we have certain items in the resolution, on the back part of the resolution, that are specific for CAP transactions. And this transaction is going to be about 91% CAPs, about 9% SIBs. And there's certain requirements that we have to adhere to under this Assembly Bill 182. So I'll just quickly go through a few of the items here. And the one I've touched on already, there's going to be 2 consecutive public hearings. Today is the first one, the informational. And there's a repayment ratio limitation. A repayment ratio, the amount of bonds issued and the amount of principal and interest combined to pay it back, the ratio cannot exceed a 4-to-1 ratio. But we're well below that. We're down in the area of about 1.63 to 1, so it's very good. There's not a lot of interest accrued in this transaction. By comparison to all SIB structures, we did just current interest bonds alone, that repayment ratio is 1.57. So it's actually not much lower than using this CAP SIB blend, which is 1.63 repayment ratio. Also, CAPs cannot exceed a term of 25 years. Before Assembly Bill 182, CAPs were issued about 40 years, and because there's an accretion and accrual of interest that gets paid on the back end, that can be very expensive when you go out to 40 years. So now the new rule is 25 years. In this transaction, it's proposed, we have a term of 24 years. I'll try not to bore you with too many details about this, but I just wanted to let you know that there's compliance with every aspect of Assembly Bill 182. The assumptions of growth projection for the assessed value here, the property values are reasonable projections. And in the end, what is the justification? The state would like to know, what is your justification for issuing capital appreciation bonds? And in this case, the justification is we want to stay within a certain tax rate limit. When this measure was passed back in 2008, it was done under the rules of Proposition 39, which means for that authorization, the maximum tax rate you could have to support those bonds would be equivalent to $60 per $100,000 of assessed valuation. Using CAPs, because there's a accretion value, we can adjust the payment of interest toward the back end, blend it in with some capital current interest bonds, and we can actually issue more debt, a little bit more debt today by using CAPs than we could have been with an all SIB structure. And so we want to take advantage of issuing a little bit larger size bond transaction to complete many more projects that will be include everything from new construction, renovation, furnishings, technological improvements, all the things that were in the project list for the original bond measure. So that is in summary what the state requires at 2 hearings. These were the conditions of CAP issuance has to go through. So I wanted to present to the community and to the board as well that all of the aspects of Assembly Bill 182 are being complied with, and we look forward to having our second presentation or second meeting in about 3 weeks, and at that time will be an action item on the board agenda. Again, this transaction is set to close on June 29th, so it's coming up very quickly. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to take them at this time.
What was the original proposition?
The measure number?
Yeah, the original measure number. Measure P?
H.
And that was in 2008.
The original measure H was 2002.
2002.
original. See, we had 3 different versions of measure H. And you guys all know how I feel about the models. I'm always against them, and unless they go to where we promised that they would go, and that we will not exceed your tax limit. Like I said, you guys all know I've going into this a couple times just because it can exceed what we promised. And I'm actually for this because we need to finish up a couple projects that we need desperately. We are going at a rate that we've never seen. We will have over 600 kids more, next year than we had in the year this year. And we need to make it work. So we need to continue on the road we're at to continue. And we are seeing as many buildings as we can over the road because it's great plans for that area. Eventually, I'd love to see this place totally read to accommodate what we do here. Just have to get things to cover it. It's okay. Quiet. So anyway, that gives you a little bit of explanation. I have those things in all this. And have any questions? Keep playing your next.
Mark, I don't remember Measure H ever being a discussion of building Rosamond Elementary, rebuilding Rosamond Elementary at that Rosamond Elementary site.
Originally, it was to build a new elementary.
I do remember that.
It ended up at Rosamond Elementary because we needed the size of it. We had more than enough.
That that was never taken to the voters, correct?
Right. The actual building of the school was not taken to the voters. The measure was to build a new elementary school. To do it. It may not have been where we wanted it, but we could not put that side of the school on the lot. There's a lot of the company, I think maximum of 500. And we need 1,000 students.
It would have been nice had that discussion happened prior to the measure.
Actually, it was to the school. It where we would put it. We need the room. I would love to run another measure eventually. We need more schools. We actually, I would love to see 2 more elementary schools. High school, had a big high school. But that all depends on state money. The state will give us the money. So we have to do this out of our own pockets. The state originally had promised us that.
Thank you.
And I think the first thing is to promise something, and then it goes away. Or I'm gonna, I promised I'd build a tree house, and I ended up, building our bank. Great, but that's not what I wanted. That's not right. So, yeah. So we can get down that road. That's not a nice road to go down. And oh my goodness, we're 40 students away, I think, Miss Wilson, from 1,000 students. That was 1,000. I can't wrap my head around that. 1,000 students, and we're cutting that ribbon, and everybody that listens to me, you guys got to be here now because it's going to be an amazing school. Amazing.
Right. And in August will also be Rosamond Elementary 90th birthday.
Yeah.
I hope that's not overlooked.
We plan on continuing.
internships for single subject credentials as well as preliminary credentials, and also this also happened when we want subs too, preliminary credential subs. So these are declarations the board makes, the administration makes, saying that this is, we go about seeking fully qualified teachers at all times.
Motion that we accept the resolution, the declaration.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Thank you folks for coming out.